the Partners of Class Living, and we have
Lilian. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Voices of Courage Asia. Right, and today we are going to continue with our, weekly chat. Yeah, we're going to continue with our weekly chat about topics that are really very personal to, to your personal development. And the title that the subject matter that we want to talk about today is really personal development. Why me? Why now? Right. So, Anita, I know that you have been saying this quite quite often. Yeah.
oh,
Every time we talk about personal development, you will go like, "Oh, I didn't believe in personal development."
you know what?
So
You
how
know,
has that changed?
you know what we got to do. I think we got to really change the narrative. Okay, we have to change the narrative. It's true, but I'm no longer a disbeliever of personal development because just like our body, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, I would really love to go back to slightly slimmer body
Mm,
image, right?
yes.
And that is taking care. This is actually a personal thing for me, and it's
Mm,
a personal development.
yes.
Okay, and if I'm going to continue that narrative and say, hey, you know, I do not believe in personal development, it is for the weak, and whatever I say to you in private, okay, um it's all, if I may be so bold and forgive me, it's all BS,
Mm,
absolute BS. Because um if you don't want to take care of yourself, it boils down to a question to myself: how much do I care and love for myself?
mm,
Okay, and let's say, for example, I don't love and care for myself. Let's chunk it up, right? There's some people,
mm,
oh, I hate my life, I don't want. Is there something or someone you want to love, who love and you want to live for?
mm.
Okay, that
Yeah.
has. I mean, it boils down to even to the. I mean, do you hear the story? I mean, anyway, we'll go about the funny story I have. This is not relevant. But what I'm trying to say is that that's the narrative I should tell myself. And guess what? I live that narrative.
Mm,
So it spiraled down to a lot of behaviors. It spiraled down to a lot of mindset, and it spiraled to a lot of speeches. And then I sit back on the day of loneliness. I wonder why people don't want to talk to me. Why people don't want to interact. Why do people find me so intimidating and so in your face?
mm.
I honest, ma. Yes, and Lilian, I want to ask you, why is personal development? I want to ask, why is it so huge for you? We've heard your story, we understand why. But why is personal development so huge for the fears of influence, for the women you come in touch with? Why do you spend time currently to ensure the women around you, Women Encourage Asia, and other women that's linked with us, so important that they get their life right, their mental health right, their mental mindset right? Why waste time? I'll be very honest. Why do that?
Well, I still have to, go back to, because of my own personal experience, the liberty that I experienced, the freedom, because I have been set free from the prison without bars, right? We had a series on that actually. If you have not heard about that whole series, go back to Voices of Courage Asia, either the YouTube or podcast to listen to that series, to hear from all the ladies who have experience that liberty, that freedom, being set free from that mindset, those fear mindset, limiting mindset, self-forgetting, self-neglecting, self-sabotaging, self-destructive mindset. Yeah. So I personally have been set free from those mindset, and I'm continuing this journey because there are a lot more mindset accumulated and built up over 40 over years of my life. So as I progress in this journey, personal growth and development and leadership, I'm experiencing breakthroughs and freedom and liberty as I progress. So I love to I want the people, the women around me to experience that as well, and able to achieve those things that they think that they cannot. because that's what I experienced too. I experienced a lot of things that I didn't know that I could do. I didn't know I could run the marathons right at the age 44. I thought like those activities are for the youngsters, but and I hate running to begin with, and that's another mindset that I got renewed, you see. So things like that, yeah, it's just one of the many breakthroughs that I experienced.
You
And
use
then
the horrible 4-letter word hate. You hate running. I always thought like it's part of you like that. I mean, I'm being very genuine here. I really thought Lilian running on. You know, if I have to name you right.
no, yeah, that was a behavior. That was a behavior change. The Lilian that you see that runs is the result of a changed mindset.
No
I
way.
used to hate running. Yeah, seriously, I used to hate running. Yeah. So and again, I shared yesterday I had a really great time with Teresa, right? So
Oh,
so
yes.
we were talking about um showing up, and she was like, because whatever you saw, the me that you see is the
Mm,
me that has already shown up.
okay.
But you did not see the me that was struggling before I show up. Yeah,
Ah,
so
I
what you
see.
have seen right now, even right now, doing this live, right, is me showing up. And what you are witnessing now is a Lilian that has shown up. But
Okay.
you have not seen the Lilian that was struggling before the show up.
Ah, I see. I see. I see.
Yeah,
Because
and that is like a prison, you see. But when
yes.
I show up and step into my authentic self, the powerful self, the real self, that the self that has all that potential, it's freedom. I'm experiencing freedom and liberty
Okay.
rather than being enslaved in that
Okay.
mindset. Yeah.
You know, and you know what? I don't know about you, but for me, I'm in a journey, right? I'm in a journey of personal development. I get feedback almost daily from you sometimes. My heart,
constructive constructive feedback.
very constructive and very real and very raw. Okay, so I appreciate that. But I pick up my heart. When I go to the toilet, I cry. Okay, no, I don't cry. But what I'm trying to say is that a lot of time, I speak generally from about myself. A lot of time, I enjoy watching success story of people. Wow,
Mhm.
so and so achieved it, but oh, the way they speak, wow, so motivating, But we see the end result. As I say, Lilian running on, right? Okay, we see the end result. We didn't see the Lilian 1.0, Lilian head running on. We didn't see that. I didn't see that. I didn't go through that with you. I was not your friend then.
Mhm.
I'm getting the Lilian running on version, right? So what I'm going to share here now, I'm going to share someone very, very famous, called Kobe Bryant. He's known as the Mamba. I mean, if you do not know him, please tell me which rock you've been living under. Um, okay, and I'll go there and live with you because obviously it's a nice place. Okay, so I'm going to share a very short snippet, and I want you all to hear very clearly his choice of words, and then we will desegment the whole thing. Okay, we'll desegment the whole thing, and let's play.
How did you get mentally and emotionally so strong where it doesn't bother you?
Well, you got to look at the reality of the situation. Like for me, it's not, you kind of got to get over yourself. Like, it's not about you, man. Like, okay, you feel embarrassed. You're not that important. Like, get over yourself.
That's where you go.
Get over yourself, right? Like you're worried about how people may perceive you, and like you're walking around and it's embarrassing because you shot 5 air balls. Get over yourself, right? And then after that, it's okay, well, why did those air balls happen? Got it. High school, year before, we played 35 games, max, right? Week in between, spaced out, plenty of time to rest. In the NBA, it's back to back to back to back to back to back to back. I didn't have the legs. So you look at the shot, every shot was online, but every shot was short. Right? I gotta get stronger. I gotta train differently. The weight training program that I'm doing, I gotta tailor it for an 82 game season, so that when the playoffs come around, my legs are stronger and that ball gets there. So I look at it with rationale and say, okay, well, the reason why I shot air balls is because my legs aren't there. I go, well, next year they'll be there. That was it.
Done.
Done.
Were there some names?
Now let's dissect this. Kobe Bryant, Mamba.
Powerful video. Nice video that you selected.
Powerful video. Sadly, he's not alive. Okay, we'll not go there, but let's celebrate when he was alive. Okay. Kobe Bryant. If you watch the video, more of the video, he also goes on to say he's got big hands, but he hasn't got a huge hand. So when you don't have a huge hand, you cannot hold the ball better grip. Like Magic Johnson can hold the ball. Maybe he can hold 2 balls, right? His legs are fast, but they're not extremely fast. Okay? So what he relied on was skill set. He didn't have the advantage as far as physically is. Okay, let's dissect this again. Back to our life. I want to make it relevant to us. Are we perfect?
I love it that you selected this video because I used to play basketball.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I know.
If you know my height,
I know. Right? You're the shortest
one. Who knows my height, and I tell them that I used to play basketball, not just play basketball, but I was in the school team, basketball school team, playing basketball competitively. People were like, huh? Because I'm less than 1.6 meters tall. I'm only like 1.57, right? Yeah, and so I resonate so much with that. I'm not as tall as a typical basketball player would preferably be, right? So there are many restrictions. So like you mentioned, the skills. So what can we do about it? If this appears to be the limitation or the restrictions or the constraint, or not the expectations, then what do you do about it? So my coach used to train me hard on speed. Yeah. All I could think of was speed and long distance shot, the 3-point shoot. Because for me to get under the net, it's like that's like a very rare opportunity for me to do that. So I trained, it was like hell training, on speed until my toenails are all drop off, that kind. Yeah. So yeah. How do you navigate through when you have certain so-called limitations, if you want to use
obvious limitations?
Yeah.
And your height is an obvious limitation. So again, how do you navigate it? If Kobe Bryant would have compared himself to the greats of Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan, I think he could have given up. And very much like us, we come with obvious limitations, be it our thought process, back to personal development, be it our frame, like for me, it's body image. Who would take a fat girl seriously? Okay, that's the next narrative. Let's work on that one. Okay, from I don't believe from personal development, let's take the next one. So these are obvious limitations. What do? Lilian, give up, don't play basketball? You would have a story.
Yeah, I almost did.
Yes,
I almost did.
You go and call your father and come and talk to school, right?
You remember? Yeah, I literally asked my dad to go and talk to my coach that, I should stop playing basketball. But it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, your father was smarter than you at that time. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that now, as in life, in terms of our mental thoughts, our thought process, our belief system of personal development, we have obvious limitations. And unlike his first narrative, it's not about you. Yeah. You're not such a big deal. So I see this as stop the pity party, stop the narratives, and stop putting myself down and go, who take the fact go seriously? I don't believe in personal development. It's all excuses I give myself so I don't have to move. It's nice, right? Like Shrek, right? To sleep in the mud. It's nice, right? You don't move. If he didn't get out of the mud and meet that donkey, he wouldn't have got married to the Princess Fiona, right? For those who like cartoons. So what I'm trying to say is that the first thing he said is, "It's not. You're not the big deal." Lilian, what do you think?
Yeah. Again, like the question that you asked me at the beginning, so when I begin to see that, hey, it's not about you, and when I begin to see that, having that lens or that scale being taken off, peel off, oh, I see the world very differently. Yeah, it's not about me. I mean, of course, we want to take care of yourself and all that. We are part of a bigger picture.
Yes.
We are part of a bigger purpose, right?
Exactly.
And being in our best version of ourselves, like most want to like to say it, when we step into our powerful self, our authentic self, we contribute to that bigger picture.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. Oh dear, what happened? So while Anita is trying to log back on, so the questions that we want to ask our audience out there is, do you like what Anita mentioned earlier, drop into a pity party, go into a victim's mindset, and why me, why this, why that? Yeah. So that is one question that we want to ask ourselves. Anita, are you back? Are you there? Okay. So while waiting for Anita to come back on, now, let's take a look at the narratives that is in your mind. What are some of the narratives that you are telling yourself? From breaking through and breaking forth to the breaking through your barriers. So what are some of those limiting beliefs or the barriers? Okay. So Anita is back on. Let me put her back on.
Sorry, I've got no idea. This is the second time my computer is doing it.
All right, no worries. So while you were
Yeah,
off
I
for
heard you.
a minute, you heard me?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
actually in the background. Actually, I could see everything.
But I couldn't see you in the back
Yeah,
room. But it's okay. All right.
Anyway.
Yes. So what were some of these narratives? It's important to write them down so that you can address them and you can think about what you were thinking. So these are the thoughts that are going through your mind that are limiting you from achieving that freedom,
Yeah.
that liberty of life that you can, the quality of life and the things that you could possibly achieve, but being sabotaged by all these beliefs, negative beliefs, right? Yeah.
And
So you were talking about being part of a bigger picture.
I agree with you, and I like the fact that you actually brought my second point about the video, when narrating back to the video, when you say journal your thoughts. I mean, it's very hard for people who don't start journaling to start journaling. So write those negative thoughts, like what Kobe did, right? In his what he wrote. He says, "Hey, the shot was online." But when he did that, it was online, it was on point. But what was it short? Why was it short? Then he has to evaluate. So same thing. He evaluated his game. We have to evaluate our thoughts. Okay, we have to evaluate our actions. We have to evaluate why we choose to sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and not move. Then after later on get frustrated with ourselves and take it on everybody else around us. So he evaluated and he go, okay, why the short, why the thing was even online but short was because I need to be stronger. Means my hands needs to be stronger, my physique needs to be stronger. But again, the way he speak, you saw the confidence, the man in his art and skill, and he went, okay, I evaluated, I know where the shortfall is, next year do better. But he had to train, not like how a high school game train, which is a few games, 2 weeks break. He had to train with that kind of energy for 82 games consecutively. And the same thing, I feel it's the same thing with our mindset, right? When we face personal development, we have to train our mind for a marathon that's, I don't know, 42 kilometers, I don't know, 72 100 kilometers. No, it's true.
Yeah. I thanks for selecting this video, because it's really a reminder also to tell us that all our past experiences will not be wasted.
Yes.
Like, I used to almost give up on the basketball game and training and all that, right? But on the hindsight, now when I look back, those years when I was, in the basketball training, those trainings has built up has ingrained certain beliefs and behaviors, in me as well. Like just now you mentioned, he evaluated how he can improve and enhance his craft, right? His skill set. Yeah. So that brought back memories, when I was in the secondary school, every morning before the morning assembly, I was at the basketball court just doing shooting, just 3-point shooting. And the coach tell us, if we miss one shoot, we count from 1 again. And we have to do 100. So 100 shoot every morning before the assembly. So we have to come early, very early in the morning before the morning assembly. And we go to the basketball court and I start shooting. And I have to evaluate how my fingers, whether why, all these different details. Yeah. And then when you miss, especially when you hit 58, and you miss, and you start from 1. So those were, of course, in that moment, we hated it. Yeah. But it has conditioned and cultivated certain behaviors, certain beliefs and mindsets, right? And discipline.
Yeah.
And it has, because of those training in the past that we used to hate, but they became powerful foundations.
Yeah.
When we are going through another challenges in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It same rules apply. You evaluated your fingers, whatever you're saying, but when you fail, you have to go back to 0, right? For you,
Start
right?
all over again.
Start all over again. And there's nothing wrong. It's starting all over again because you were evaluating, and eventually your goal will not be 100, maybe 200.
And that also cultivated, I realized, tenacity.
Yes.
When some people feedback to me, where do you get that tenacity? So like you said, journaling your thoughts, emotions, when I want to add on, besides your thoughts, you want to journal down your emotions and your behaviors as well, your experiences. Yeah. Journal all these down and you will find so much nuggets of wisdom from your own personal past experiences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's a treasure chest.
In fact, I like what you said. You are the treasure chest. I want the ladies out there to hear this. You are the treasure chest. Yeah. We're not asking anybody to be the next Kobe Bryant or the next Lilian Ong, but just be the next Anita Kaur or the next Charmaine or the next Serene or the next Cindy, whoever you are.
Just be you, because you know what? Nobody can be you the best like you do, because and there's no competitors, because nobody can be you.
Exactly. Yeah, so definitely a lot of nuggets here, from a simple thought, us, so how important are you? But again, Kobe didn't do this alone. Okay, please note, he didn't do this alone. He had a team, he had a coach, he had a goal. Okay, I think 80% was his own personal development. But how did he get there? He got this thing called the Goat Mountain. What he called a Goat Mountain. So I was Googling
Mountain, as in GOAT.
As in a goat, bear goat, right? So if you see Goat Mountain, those mountain goats. So it's still a phenomenon. How some goats can actually climb rocky mountains, which human almost cannot do, and they're very stable there and and they're that. So what he did, the analogy is this: he had mentors along the journey of his Goat Mountain. He had mentors, so he named them. So he had support. He had other great basketballers, like he mentioned. Michael Jordan became a brother to him, because he will ask intelligent questions like, so how do you about the game? Why did Michael Jordan? So Michael Jordan knows for his leap, right? He had like a 46-inch leap. He's known the person that can fly with the basketball, right? Okay, I don't know basketball. Michael Jordan is known to be flying, or a flying Jordan, right? So he spent time with this mentor. He invested, with for mentors, for coaches, right, to bring him along this Goat Mountain journey. So again, we can. It's nice if you can do it alone. That's great. But the little that I know, or the little research that I did, I realized that all the success story I know of people, of individual human, had a support, had a tribe. I would not be able to change my narratives if I didn't follow a tribe, like Women of Courage Asia with Lilian. Okay, now the tribe has increased, right, to other ladies, which I mix with, I spend time with for different areas in my life. So the tribe has increased, but I would not be able to journey this if I didn't have my Goat Mountain. Okay, if Goat Mountain relates to you, then use Goat Mountain. If not, it's a tribe. Lilian, your thoughts about support system, having a community like WOCA, Women of Courage Asia.
Oh, you know how
Yeah.
important this is to me.
I'll sit back and then I'll
Yeah.
sit.
Yeah, that is why I'm, pouring my time and energy into community building. Yeah. So yes, I strongly believe in support, and I said this before and I will say it again and again. Reaching out for support is not weakness.
Yeah.
Right? It actually requires courage to reach out for support. So we want to really encourage our audience out there. If you know that you are in that space where you feel like you're drowning, you feel like you're struggling, you feel like so trapped, so stuck in whichever domains of your life, be it relationship, be it career, be it your business, or even your health, reach out for support. Don't do it alone. Reach out for support. There are people. Everyone is unique with different gifts and talents to actually add value and pour into our lives, just like how you will pour into other people's lives. So again, remember, it's not about you. Whatever we have, we came to pour out, right? Therefore, I also believe that we don't come into this world empty. We came in full, and we came to empty ourselves. Right. So reach out for support. There are people out there that are willing, and you never know. They are more than willing to actually support you, to see you be successful, to see you win. Right. Yeah. So yes, community support is critical. It is one of the main pillars in my blueprint. Therefore, I'm spending so much time in community building.
Yeah. Okay, on that note, let's wrap up about some announcements that we have. I can't see it, but I'll talk about the monthly empowerment meeting that is happening next week. Okay, that's happening next week. In terms of on the 26th of October, the link is in the Women of Courage Asia website. We have Gloria Sue and Wendy Teo. Yeah, two very different, but yet very powerful. Different. One is a strong, powerful. One is a demure, powerful. So both very powerful, but they have one thing in common. They are almost strangers, but they have one thing in common. So there's one thing I love about Women of Courage Asia. We can be different, but yet same. So do join us. Do join us and click on the link. And Transform with Courage Bootcamp. Again, community support, personal development, mindset change. Kobe didn't become Kobe by sitting in the couch and reevaluating life. That's it. He did something about it. So I want to encourage women out there to do something about it. So join the Transform with Courage Bootcamp. Okay, click on the link. Click on the link to have a word with us, get a call, book a call with us, and we'll give you your why. Why now? Okay, and not later. And why you?
You'll discover your why, and so like we mentioned earlier, well, in the space, if you're in a space where you feel stuck and you really need and want a breakthrough, Transform with Courage Bootcamp is a 3 days full immersion camp for women, by women, only. Yeah, and it's going to happen next year, 2022. So yes, all the details are in the webpage. Click on the link to read up more. And like what Anita mentioned, for more information above and beyond the information that we provided on the webpage, if you need to speak with us, just drop us an email. The link is in the webpage.
Yeah.
Right.
Any other announcements, Lilian? Is there anything on the screen?
Yeah, I know time is catching up fast. We only have 30 minutes for this live chat, but we hope that whatever we are sharing, just put a thought in your mind to really think about what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these topics that we are sharing are really close to our hearts, and it does help. They do help us in progressing, right, in our personal growth.
Yep.
So yeah, chew on all these questions, chew on all these topics, and take that first step, right, to reach out for support. And we are here to support, and that's what we do. That's what we are passionate about doing, inspiring and empowering each other, right, to take action and grow and become the best version of ourselves.
Excellent.
Yeah? Especially walking in courage, right? Courage and purpose.
Excellent.
Okay, so that's all for this episode. We will see you again next week.
Yeah.
This is Lilian signing off.
Anita signing off. Time for lunch.
Bye. Yes.